La barumaj, imbente wata boyla barumaj anda seola. Wallahi, yala ba ofoku, afoku. Gambia mo benten, senela mala barumaj, imbente wata boyla barumaj anda seola. Koni baramalu. Yes, sir. Gambia mu benten senela mala barumat nimbente uta boyla barumanyanda zeula. Wallahi. أعوذ بالله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي صدق الله العظيم. Badimolu, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am here tonight, I'm here today to first and foremost greet all of you in God's name, in the name of friendship and brotherhood, in the name of togetherness, and in the name of patriotism and love for our country and for one another. I would like to seize this opportunity to say Salamu alaikum and to congratulate His Excellency President Adama Barrow on a very special laying of foundation stone for very important road networks in the rural Gambia. I'm sure you all are aware how important infrastructural development is for any well-being of a nation, for the progress of any country. So thank you and congrats to you, Your Excellency, and your government for laying the foundation stone of very, critical road networks in the rural part of our great country. These are going to be very significant and very critical in easing the communications network in a rural community. I'd also like to congratulate NPP for having almost 2,000 people cross-carpeting from different political parties to our great party, NPP, from the UDP, from GDC. We're very happy. And for the progress that is going on, because we followed Echi, the president, he went to also see the progress that is going on in the construction of the Basse market, the new market that is being constructed in Basse. So we would like to thank His Excellency for taking time to get to those places. And we will also take this opportunity to pay condolences to our sister parties, the United Democratic Party, on the demise of Honorable Lamin Diba, former agriculture minister, former Minister of Local Government and Lands, and former Administrative Secretary of the United Democratic Party. Our condolences to his family, relatives, and all those that are affected by this. And of course, to the Gambia. He was a statesman. He contributed his quota to the well-being of our people. Politically, as humans, just like it happens in mature democracies, just like it happened in every part of the world, one thing we need to know is we can have divergent views. We can disagree on few things. But then the law for countries should be the denominator for every Gambian. Of course, Lamin Diba, we might not have agreed on a lot of things on Nebul Diba, but the question that he played his part in the well-being of the Gambia is very evident for all to see. We would pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him Jannatul Firdaus. We'll pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him the place that he granted Prophet Muhammad and his great Sahabas, Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim, and to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rest in peace, Honorable Lamin N. Diba, Lamin Dambung Diba. And I've also, in this course, I will browse it a little bit and go to why I am here tonight. I saw people claiming that President Adama Barrow is responsible. Lamin Dibala Saya, President Barrow responsible tawala because among medical care provide. Well, Malong, what awaits a minister? Near Moke minister, do you have a lot of insurance? You have health insurance. I mean, Lamin Diba got a lot of benefits from the position. And of course, what happened now, he's deceased. Wal mukulete ming adama di sala fureuta ayabunya. Nga dol fango moiko. Adama baro manyana kadua Lamin Diba because adama man la fala. Wal malong ikaminfo. Adama di umimfata. Lamin Diba ning adama duatae. Na e sawo soto bi. Abafala adama iko. Lo ila lo ila minute o minute ila second o second du karen so duala naye o opportunity soto Lamin Diba bi abedamen bi momoron mu adama dimoti mansata la kela duwa jabi wallahi abe nyinna nyin le bule duway kila le af adama diye feo fenke ila balu kono ni fata e ka jutala ye duwa o duwa dila ye duwa o duwa ke kairolem mol men ka fo mansula adama la duwa la adama mantra duwa kan atelier hanning ayatuma ko idingolem anni atuma ko ifalem Lamin Dibati almane manin kafar kelay hanni falem imanke Lamin Dibati bayring nin saya keta dron moni mola faya wo janjantale moni mola baya janjantale moni mola koto ya janjantal yawma yafirru almar'u min akhihi wa ummihi wa abihi wa sahibatihi wa banihi man satala wolof ako ñillungo alka ñillungo minje alkiyama lolu ni mol fata itata ibanta fereng mo bokake mo badinti e kaje faka boradi ngola ka fa ndimotet yawma yafirru almar'u wala lungoti lungomi yalon ko mo ka bori adama dingo ka bori min akhihi ala buroda ni min mutu fulandi ngolti e ka bori nyola ani min boda bakilin fakili e ka bori nyola ay mi wulwa dingo aya kanu nyanya ka borala a fami ya wula ka boral odo ni mol fata drong wo manke kuti oto mbebe duala furewe alama ale nema kaya alen kafaru wala nin tubabol fata na mofin kunda nka kuol samba dulato dami alon koy manya na futalaje yaje Republicans. America is a very good example. Republican only Democrats, they have very different political views. Barinim mo fata coming John McCain banta ali Obama mola minfo John McCain mun Republican old very fierce competitor against Obama. Bari wallahi Obama et kuma kendolfo McCain na muso John McCain na muso ye Obama invite George Bush afama George W. Bush afama Bush Keba Abanta. He was a Republican, a very fierce, opponent to the Democrats. Abanta. Obama diamuta ala sandula. George W. Bush mi alonko Republican ola ma fananti. Ye Obama invited Democrat, Joe Biden nyol, Bill Clinton nyol. ye be invite. These are Democrats on different aisles of the political landscape. Bari nin saya keta drong sayamu adamayalti. Sayamu adamadiyalti politiko da bota otolde. Womu adamadiyalti wo is above politics. So mse ofaham bari President Barombe konto nela duanyi mala lamin dibay. Mansata lafa wala kila atata futata tembo dodo hannatuma momu mo kurungolti hanning ayatuma momu mo kurungolti kila kona bandal kana la kuriya faka jeno le kenu faka sunyaro le kenu faka mo fale kenu faka jeno faka wulial faka fengo ko kila kona ya landi furewle mati ya landi na banta fereng aniyo bota kono nali ya landi alkana la kuma jawf alse yamfa alkana la kuma jawf kila le ufo. So woto nim President Baro hanna tuma anil lamin diba man agree. Hannen atuma ko alota dua taye womu sunnoleti. Ay alale noma ning ay kilale noma. Malete min ka faye ko. Mala fiye dua mfama wala mbadi mai. Malete la dua ika ile okuma kan ya base mune kam. Because atenna adoto kafo mo ko kana dua na fureo. Atenna chosano to na dino atije kila ma yaman kira ko nim fure fata alkane la kuma jawol hannin ayatuma ko e ku jawol ke alkane la kuma jawol hannin ayatuma e ku jawol ke al duwaye al se duwa la furoli President Baro duwa da kila e wolof Baro e wole duwa ke ay kila le noma anin ala wobe kala no problème oti nyaadi len na adama dim kunda atata fumfutata temboto muslimol tanol fangol lafta fisyalanti because nga politiko muta nyame abala fa warta bak bari nga min fo ala la qur'ano nga wala fo de yawma yafirru al mar'u min akhi ite min mulamin diba dingote nitele nyimfo ite min ma bari mati ite min ma bari ndiwde ite min ma binkini wundi alon ko nite fata ene lamin diba be borra nyolal qur'ano le yafo mo be se bori nyola atakala fenti mo be tarre ngole miraka wala taziru wazira wizra ukhra mola duntelari mokan so mimbe bulu bi mbenga karanyindo ko ku keta nyawonya akabandi bari kadua furewe hani jawo if fama jawo ibama jawo ni fama banda wallahi ni sano ta ifa jawo ya faiko dukare lafte yamfa mfaye lafte duake mfaye mansata la minna duaka jabi alale wolong jomma wolong ndol kadiya mule bari ninga islamo long ngalo mimbe kerin ntolu nim fata mimbe nye momorondin duata ila furewe wallahi ya ko nyawonya isa kan faya ka ngani wala fama ka ngani wala jongo ma wolong mote mola ngani yo falano hani kila ala ya fayene mimbe ngani yo kono ala drone wolo ada damale bo funtindila kila fa ma wolo ala drone alo mimbe sondo mo kon woto wo insinuation nim politiko data nim furada kaburo bundato when we reach the graveyard we have to leave politics behind nga nyo badingol bunya nim fure nim mol fat nin saya keta drong adama dia wo sina karimu muslimoti karte muslimoti fang e kawltu komal ñil be mu hadisol le di kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam le ñin kumol fo iko sa lonnal ya fo ko rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was one day sitting with his sahabas and the Jewish people kila jawbalu madinatul munawwar ini la furewbe tambila muneketa kabirin kila ya je ko furewle bangel bul alota he stood up kila be kumari nyame to show his respect to a deceased person adama di umi alonko amanke muslimoti kila jawolem ala jawolem dino jawolem bara fata anala moli ba samba kan kata bade kila e jodro akala mole ko alma wuli sallallahu alaihi wasallam e wulta momi ye lota ya buñale kila ko alga wuli nga buña itandala ni horomo ala la jongolem kila nate ku kilin kabiri be baluri bare kabira beleta kabira fata a jawyata nyawnya kila ku kilin kala wala ayala mol be londi kay tandala ko nyimmo adama dingol timi yalon ko ala ya buña woto ni la mo banda ni mo korea ayna ina ye nyoko nyawnya al fata nyola nyawnya na duata moy appreciate sako nyo jo we a political disagreement nam Lamin Diba man baro kong to that point Adama Barrow man Lamin Diba kong hani Usenu Adama ma kon to that point Usenu believe tako he does not hate Adama to that point ntol Adama dingol lon drong anintol dingol mi yalon ko mu fallom balol let ntol leka kuol tambe nyaado bari nse ala no manin kila adon ala nin kila wol kole de alla furewlu alse kuma kendol foye alse duwe woto ni mu muslimoti ne mo duwate badi ngoy isa bunya ya korom woto Lamin Diba bebe duwalaye alama ale nema kay anin kafaro asulata wala alama nema nin kafar kelay kila koromoto sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam Neo Botaje, the last time, Mkontanda Bake, my sister is here, Honorable Bintu Jata Bah. On Bintu's program last Sunday, I was at work. I tried to peep in. There was a very interesting program. Program Omi Alonko, UDP was represented, APRC was represented, and GMC was represented, and GDC. They had a very good program. Mamadou B. Kurubali represented the United Democratic Party. GDC was represented by MC Cham. NPP was represented by Esa Damfa, my brother. APRC by Lamin Tamba. And GMC by a young man called Fati. I cannot remember the name. I was peeping in and out. And there was a very interesting program. The topics came. Two topics caught my attention. And the way they were addressed by different opponents against the NPP and Barrow government was fascinating. But what captures my attention, what disappointed me most, was the comments and interjections that were made by Mamadou MB Kurubali. Now, Mamadou Kurubali, mole mati mi alonka e keloke numbake ndolbe akala mudanga fundraising ke. In fact, he was a prominent member of GDF, Gambia Democracy Fund. There was a committee, Gambia Democracy Fund ye law. For those of you that do not know, ya law puru ka kodo kafu nyoma pur ka oppositional kafundi nyoma Gambia so that they can unite against Yaya Jammeh. And this was very successful. Over maybe $2, $3, $5 million was raised, or maybe at least, let me say, at least $1 million was raised and was sent to Gambia. Puruka coalition government makoi ila candidate fenko ila coalition team ke makoi in their campaign against Yaya Jammeh. I was very instrumental too in the fundraising part on radio. And in Jalisiatul, he was also a very prominent guy for Abu Sananyol and all of that. So Mamadou Kurubali Mwalti, he was a staunch supporter of Adama Barrow until when Baroni UDP had a problem, which is fine. He decided to officially join the United Democratic Party. Now, fast forward, yesterday they had last Sunday they had a program. And one of the key areas that came out was the election that happened, the by-elections that happened, and how NPP conducted themselves. There was a point me along IRAs. Ako, in fact, ntolnga motol samba moto keme. They have no iota of evidence controlling moto keme tar. Wonyong wuli akumo. Wonena man for dunia momoron dinne afode anybody me afo imari nyo wulo man so because ntol man moto keme saba NPP man moto keme saba so ni moto tamfang lota silo kang moto tang ibe nyo noma ni me hakilotu mol buka kontiro ye moto kondi moto keme wol bita munela NPP man mo keme samba mo keme manta nyamina election ola mammo keme samba je kabo kombo. What I mean is not 100 people went to Nyamina for the campaign. We didn't send 100 people. We sent officials there, yes, but we did not send 100 people. And any vehicle ndol ngamin ki, at least 5 people katara o moto konol. We had at least pickup, double cabin, and minibus. Maimuna nala mol mintada about 7 people. Naman keot, Lamin Cham, anala moto, Dusano, anala moto, Ahmad Ba, Sidinja nyol bulata dola moto la, na press corps, na press team. Niyo moto, niyo mol be kafinyo wa mammo kemesi. Ndolbe moto keme sambala no nyadil. Bari moto keme. At least isulata mo keme la puri moto keme borindi. Kodi? We do not yet have automatic vehicles that are driverless. Mamera nga osoto Gambia follow. Moto keme ni o soto ye o samba campaignola. Ebe mo keme soto la ye borin. You should have 100 drivers, Kodi. Sign. Ndole moto kebe samba no nyadile. Mammo keme samba na program dula na campaign dula. Yalo mu fani altide. Bari adama dingol min kela mo ndeka problemo soto dame wala nyindi ko. Mol katara la moy rola. Subhanallah. Ntol mammo keme ki. Na mol be nyamina la min yalan ko e campaign o kije. Bari kabo kombo mammo keme ki. Nga mo kumal kile de. Very prominent people. We send them. But we didn't send up to 100 people to go and campaign. We don't need that. We needed at least 30, 40 people who later they join others and help facilitate. But 100 people Mawal send. How did we send 100 cars? 100 vehicles. How did we send them? Modu kurubal nyolko nga moto min kia siata moto kemet. But I'm saying MC Cham nyol leka wo kuma soto balol fo. But Gambia nol be sharing mol fana ke la moy wala wol kake kumati those are words mini alonko people believe them. We did not even send 50 people to that place. I repeat, we sent very prominent people, but not 50 people. Ako, when that program ended, Mamadou Kurubali said, there are hospitals in that region without ambulance. He said, we shamelessly came to Kombo without giving a single vehicle to those hospitals as ambulance. Now, my question to Mamadou Kurubali would have been, I'd wanted to be at that program. Nimbijenung, alhamdulillah, alalayalon, toma benyamen, bayring, ni kadiyamu mole minima hakilo soto maofade. Bari, nka ala tentu baki, ni mole ke daele ka kumolfo. Alhamdulillah, ala ka hakilo min dinna, ani hikma ni wisdom o miyaka dinna, nka mira no critically. Nka nyinin karol ke critically, bari memi nyinin karol olam nyindiko. Mamadou Kurubali ko. NPP a motol sam. The good thing is, mama ya kongam banko la kodol ta nga use. Mama ya ofade. But a kontol nga motol sang. Wo motol kono. Ntol ni wal sieta nang seamlessly. Ntol ma hani moto killing di. Pour ka wala health sector betiandi. Wallahi Mamad Kurubal be UDP le. UDP mkolu. If they did not use bicycles to go to that program. Did they use bicycles to go and help Mama Kande? No. I'm sure you are all aware that UDP did not use wheelbarrows. Push o emanyo push ol kan kataje. Emanyo use eman sele fole suol ka etaje. Eman sele masimal kan damma etaje. Ifanali moto leta ini tataje. Aduol mu UDP la moto let. The party that Momodu B. Kurubali is a part of. He's part of UDP. The UDP guys that went to help Mama Kande and Mama Kande himself and his party from Kombo also went with pickups. They went with vehicles. Nilbe motolet. Nimamadu Kurubal nala partio. Ye balafa soto nyaminan kolye kwata kadiamu nyameng. Ni tolmo adama dingol ti barin tolmam balafa soto. Ni UDP e balafa soto ni Mamadou Kurubali min kadiam ni tole balafa soto o molie muna ne mela modo kilintu nyamina muna na Mamadou Kurubali man Usenu Dabo kumandi wala UDP la ha ranks kafo e ko nyilla loptano ron dol fa malonko nde fa malonko nyamina wes fa loptano bije mimma moto so nde malo at least ate alon NPP la moto lo motolti ko UDP la motol muy talti nyamen anin GDC la motol muy talti nyamen bari ndata minni ya mbetata minni ya Gambia dingol lelmu adum bebota kombon tata je mbenga motol le use we all use vehicles kataje politikolom yala niti amuta molie big politiko longa kuma kilim fale sataro lom politiko tide ibuka fo mole don't mind and don't listen to them. You don't do that. Ni okay drong ibe fellal walatinna media is very very important. Media kumata bak mo kana mol jeybe kumol fola minu man soto yede ni yede tro mol be nola na NPP ko lumbenyum fola yede bi 24th century pour parti o ye succeed man sakunda e succeed foi ke satar lati de niye min ka fo ku kendo mi yake afo politiko molti de ni mol ye ku fe ma mimu wuliyati funti ya fo e wuliyalam ye dalilol sambana politiko molti mo kana fo ko ali de bi politiko niye de molbe bule ka yesu mune kan ibe sondondila molia politiko manke de suti bi de kordanten diamu kordalem niye kero ke faye de afe ibe sare la le ni la bara kendo foya sat wala ne nyanda mol sotola minu be diamule ye media use ikana song oton kamin folom yindi ko NPP e motol samba nyamen UDP nin saret manta inin sajiol manta imansele suol koto imansele fole suokan ifanale motol samba itata fenke makoy je GDC makoy ye motol le samba je wo motolu ni kana Mamadou Kurbal nala mol bayri tolle mo ngani Senegal di tolle beteata o ise moto killing tuje pick up killing UDP ni moto Jamal Tata je alaji S Dabo nyolu anila Karim Toure nyolu ali ajala you saw all of it on media imansele suol kam fale je fole suol le kam imansele fole suka fale je fal karesol le kan su karesol alme je wol kam ye motol le bill they went with vehicles pickups mune atinna Mamadou Kurubal nyolmo hakilo soto ka foko health center bijanne ndolla parti on nata jam mako rola bari nimol be batarin ne de imam moto soto alnga moto kilindila muna nate ba fola NPP because UDP la motor soto nyamem privately ndol fana na motor soto nya privately it's just like itenila mani boto ndenina mani boto do bije konko be la fentable e ka fanya ko itenyo mo ngani e jowo mo fele fentable iman son kaso manual bari ite mani boto bete bulu mani boto bente bulu ite kanteneng modo la konkola nite woke ite ngani ole jowyata wallete mo hasidolti walle mo wulolti walle mo fallombalolti walle kamin foy malo nyilumu killing nyin killing abe kelolti ite ni la mani boto ndeni na mani boto danir labe loring akasulata manolla ite kanteneng ika fanya ko ite nyom mo ngani e jawo mo fela be lora sulata manola e masu Mamadou Kurbal be wala UDP ni motola tata nyamina ndol nin na motol tata nyamina ite me so motola ndol me so motola la loptano I kontol jawyata I kontol malon kamike because ndol mol so motol adite be UDP atol fananta moto di ma moto di wonyon fannene le be keri because manza kunda moto ndeo do mo ndol NPP la motol le nga sanne nga donational soto nga contributional ke nga sang ni MB Kurubale bala fasoto asa for UDP that's one thing so al salon ko nyilminu kadiamu ngani ya Kendall Taylor they have ulterior reasons and motives as to why some of them are against the president and the party but they will not succeed because in Kamim Folom you own your money and your political party and platforms but you don't own Gambians that have votes mbemama kande tentula mba jaila Lamin Njaya Nyininka because I was expecting some very, very, wild response. Mama la kamfa. But UDP ni MC Champion lanyin kumaba fol kontoli vota sanne ntolnga mol kodole di mol langa fengole ke ye mama kande Nyininka bila ngajibe. Mama kande ko ako politiko betenne. ako minnu be nyamina minne carte o fayata mama kande walla liya decide this time ka carte o fay for NPP ako jannin GDC kana parti dolle be kering NPA nyaminan ka carte o fay minne anin ker jargankol ka carte o fay minne before GDC came into life or before GDC came into existence. Bari mama ko bi wole carte o fay GDC e kunu so near fay NPP e bi mama kande ko that is politics, that is democracy. That was a very mature answer from him and we thank him for that because that is how leaders are supposed to behave. That is how leaders are supposed to behave. Mama Kande, we would like to thank you for show of leadership. Of course, I know ako political betenne, ako there were rumors ko NPP spend millions of dollars here and all of that, but to him, that is immaterial. What is material is Nyamina people decided to vote for NPP. Kerjarga people decided to vote for NPP. All he could do is to continue building his party, that is democracy, and that is democracy. Bari namol min fawbe tubabu du Georgia, the state of Georgia, Atlanta bedame, Georgia. In 2016, they voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. That is what they did. They did vote overwhelmingly for Donald Trump in 2016. Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. That was in 2016. In 2020, they decided to vote for Joe Biden, for the Democrats. They moved from one person to another. Muhammad Kurbal will not call that spending of millions and buying of votes. It's the same democracy we have in the Gambia. It's the same democracy. Though we have a long way to go. But Alkana Molta, Ali Molla Femkolta, Ali Molla Politikota Katinya, because you guys are not in support. One thing that happened was there was no intimidation. Moma mo bute kafuketina mitino jete kelate moma work. That never happened. UDP went in to support GDC. GDC lost. UDP and GDC went their separate ways in Kerjarga. You both still lost. That is democracy. Work on your base, look at your strategies, go back to the drawing table, and the life goes on. NPP is a party. Ngalong ka meta nyaunya, manzata la ka mim folom. Otili kale ayamu nudawilu habayna nas. Lum fana besotola. NPP fana komin PPP ning, NCP nyol keta nyame aning APRC, NPP someday will fana be kelo nyama, dunia be wala nyama. Nte I agree with that. Nimbota oto nga time jamala spend water. The second question that was even more disappointing about MB Krubali was called ka falol di aliya kalamtala manzakunda falol di farmersol dollar in the North Bank region. You guys are aware it was on GRTs and all of that. And I laugh when my sister, the moderator, joked about it. And I looked at the situation. I looked at people, they described that as belittling. Iko doya man tambi. Mamadou Kurubala kumola nyindide. Doya ning hormanta ya man tambi wola. Pour manza kunda man fenzam fo falolu. Kawol samba ke di fama sola. Mamadou Kurubala continue da ko. Wo falol fang. Ikoy mu sadal leti. Baro e sadal falo sadal lel di. Badi bum kolla. Pura se sabada la palaso. Mamadou Kurubalde. Mi alon ka sanji muwannim fenke America banko kan. A karanta. Ay londo sota be palasi bato. Wole nyi mira sifa soto ko. Mon mi alon ko man karan. They have not learned anything. Hamulen dara. Jangun dara. Sen nyom. Sen halat. La modu tungara gel. Mudduga ko si holam. Ko. Ye falol nin suol nin chumuarol ni husinol min di. Senelalula. Momodou Tunkara ko mu doyalti ada muruta kol mu sadalleti charity pour ka molta ka sadadila pour baroselo aseme man sakunda ngaji be njeleta bak. I had wanted to call but no longa bulaje. I will have time. Now that is democracy. Mindiate platform o platform dafo. Baratol min kala moiro ke ya ulul albab. Atol min kala moiro ki jang. Laftal se la moy nyinna de. Adal se la moy ala koy fer. Aliaje jara soma. Maram fa jinoy lombang. There is an institute called Rural Development Institute, RDI. Now, RDI, they have an amazing, school where they train community development workers. Some of these community development workers concentrate in the rural Gambia, and they study in those institutes the needs of the rural community, particularly farmers. And when you talk about farming, generally, farmers have two categories. You have farmers that are mechanized farmers, and you have farmers that are subsistent farmers. Subsistence farmers are small-sized farmers. They farm very small areas of land and purposely to feed their families. Mechanized, in most cases, concentrate on cash crop cultivation. And what they do is to sell them, come in Kasuolu sometimes, Benolu, and in Kotondo, and in Tio, Jamaba. Yo nyindol se Tio fee at a smaller scale is a Kintol fee, Sanyolu, Tubabunyolu, Findolu, Purnie Soto, is Selamol Balundi, and in Burkusol, Alia Kalamta. So there is what we call equity and equality. Coming, I don't want to make this too intellectual, but coming to show people, cause some of these people sometimes ila karaw na fa ante ka nyinin karo kele ila karaw na fa be muntole. Where is their education? But the fact is, educated people can be very dishonest. They can be very dishonest. And I am so disappointed in Momodi Kurubale Ko, Baroye o falol di purusada ambe o falale lo falol nata nyameng how they came about. I will tell you. Adung, the little you do is fasalu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun minye fengolong minube kuo bundato al taimo tali nyininka ningatuma kalman fello wo kuot. Fasalu ahla dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. Adama ya fong be nyama niman fellon kuoto nyininkari ni. You need very little effort. It will save you from embarrassing yourself in the presence of your kids, in the presence of your daughters, in the presence of your brothers and sisters. Just little question. Because you need to a platform, you kumol famina alonko. Kuma soto balol. Nika malu. Nika embarrass. Ni mutonya moti. Ise malu. Idimol se malu. Ya kumol famina alonko kuma soto balol lelm. Because imam mokan. Agriculture, rural development experts niye nyininkai ba fulaliel. Mol man kanyang. Mol la need sol, mol la sula fengol man kanyang. Domoro la bunda, jada kende la bunda, tanko la bunda, soto la bunda, seno la bunda. Womu dunia dao dalti mol la sula kuol man killing. Ahmad Gitteh sulata minna, pura la baluo e betea. Anim fatu ture sulata minna, pura la baluo e betea, iman killing. Mansa kunda, statisticians, minuka statistics ke, for a better development, ika data kafunyoma, ye mol jibe, ila baluo be nyadile, ila sula kuol mumuneti, ye class in class, ye ke dula ngolto, kari nyolu, wol sulata nyinela ni osoto, ila baluo se betea. Kari nyolu, wol sulata nyinela ni osoto, ila baluo se betea. Senelal le bije minni alon ko banko kan taring itate nyinin karol keta. Senela kari wol sulata munela. Dol konte. Bila ninga suo soto na baluo se dia. Ninga suo soto. Suo. Anin husino. Anin chumuaro. Anin karoso. billahi na sama se dia mansa kunda na le mako woto wo be dia la nyabak ngam fale agricultural ministry ngol fale de data collection itata dolia ye wol nyinin ka atol sulata munela wo ko ninte falo soto ninga falo soto anin fal kareso anin chumuaro anin husino wo be mako la bak do ko nintenga nin sol soto wo be mako la do ko nintenga tractor soto wol be mako la mansa kunda yilla kafu nyoma the needs you give people based on need aliya fam lan ka fenna faale de kabiri wo keta banda ministry of agriculture yaje ko la budgeto their budget is not that enough for what the farmers were asking because min keta nu momod kurubale ko mansa kunda fa man fensang kap agric mechanize to mechanize agriculture akoy man fenke e man tractol sang wala fengol mo farmalie fo falo bari aya lonne ko naka nae interest to Gambia to at all barola mansa kunda ye trakito min sang asiata trakita talulti kabiye trakitol sang min siata talulti ngo ngamin fo UDP National Assembly members all be bulle mini alonko they are in the select committee for agriculture. Ministry of Agriculture don't do anything. Ministry of Agriculture ibuka fenke mi alonko major issue lelmu ayatara parliamentary committee because National Assembly they have different subcommittees. There's a committee in charge of agriculture. There's a committee in charge of health. There's a committee in charge of defense. There's a committee in charge of foreign affairs. There's a committee in charge of economy. The Ministry of Agriculture, there's a select committee at the National Assembly. This select committee is in charge of agriculture. There are 11 people. The head of the committee is UDP, Honorable Mamadou Cisse Janjambure. Atelom agriculture National Assembly député la kafo mimbe maralen seno bundala Gambia bankoka ila keba ila kuntio Mamadou Cisse lom Janjambure député UDP nkolo ila deputy mimbe o noma Alaji Silla Nyani wolon deputy chair UDP lafta le la moy bakede lafta al sel la moy al salon ko molka kumol fa mini alon ko ibukanyin kongoning konnan teyaning hasidia aka molbula fang embarasola because Mamadou Kurubal be UDP le adung alon ko ni be UDP ata kole ala pour telephone chika ye honorable Mamadou Cisse kumandi Janjambure yala nomba nyini yanyini ngai kay barinko ye falo le di badi bunkolla adite be UDP ato lebe maralin seno bundala ye ku kalamta nyinto ba aba fole that will help prevent you from embarrassing yourself. Idingol ni modol be fengol jibela. Tonya ena fo moli alon ko kamin fo. Imantara tonya foka. Muna malota ni kamalu. Wallahi malolo. Ni mu malu balti. Barinte kamin fo mole wolom. Ni lafta kuma la desa kuma. There are young people like Gitteh Mini Alonko. We are young intellectuals. We want to develop ourselves. We want to create a type of democracy and narrative mi alonko abekela tonyalti de ni mu kebati amera ko bina kuma for media to dunia tambito wala bide atambi bata wala bi because mol bi je mini e fellon ni e fani ala mansa kunda kam min mansot mbina nga itandi mole kuma kenson fo minni mbina fana nga fo woliye ate nyine fo bar nyine be caring sedol fele afamo eta wo sedol ya mini alonko sedol mu ate fawala moldet sanka min fale select committee on agriculture la nyaton ko mu Mamadou Cisse the honorable Mamadou Cisse Janjambure ila deputy select committee of agriculture wo fanamu UDP member UDP MP Alaji Silla Nyani Lamin J Sane Birkama South is part of the committee. Honorable Kajali Fofana Jara West is UDP is part of the committee. Honorable Dembo Kamara, Opa Badibu ye falol di dame, Opa Badibu la MP, Honorable Dembo Kamara is also part of this select committee on agriculture at the National Assembly, UDP Nkola. Honorable Hassan Toure, Bakau, Kombo Bakau, Bakau constituency, ila MP, UDP Nkolem, Afanabe Select Committee of Agriculture, UDP. Honorable Fode Drame, Tumanna, UDP MP Lem, Afanadabe Select Committee in Agriculture. Then you have Honorable Umar Dabo, Opanyomi, Honorable Seni Jawara, NRP Salum, and then you have Honorable Kadi Kamara, APRC Foni. So na manke, Kadi Kamarati, aning Umar Dabo, aning Seni Jawara, out of the 11 MPs. Lamin J. Sane, Fode Drame, Alaji Silla, Momodu Sise, Kajali Fofana, Dembo Kamara, Asan Toure, Nyilbemu UDP MP leti, they are in Agric Committee, Select Committee on Agriculture. Muneketa nyim quote, nyim follow la quote. Ndebe min fokande momo ko nyamata. Of course, ndema problem sorodo, bari nka min foten. I mean, nteka min fo. Moli bije nga minu tofo. Nko. Momodu Sise be janjambure. UDP di ngole matelum Select Committee la chairman agriculture. Alaji Silla. Womu nyani lete. Nyani. UDP Nkolem. He is the vice chair. The chairman of the Select Committee, the vice chair of that Select Committee are both UDP. Ye Fode Drame Soto, ye Lamin Jesane Soto Birikama, ye Asan Toure Soto Bakau, ye Kajali Fofana Soto Jara West, Nyilbemu Dembo Kamara Opa Badibu, Nyilbemu UDP. So muneketa nyimfali quote. Agriculture Ministry came to this Select Committee. Kafo eko monle bije senela lemu. Imanke senela balti. They are not big. Because I told you, government bought over 50 tractors. They distributed it among the regions based on the need. Among the regions based on the need. Ye power tiller minsang is hundreds of power tillers. Based on the need, they are distributed. They bought almost 3,000 metric tons of agricultural fertilizers, Jambando. What 3,000, almost over 3,000 metric tons. Bago killing Jambando, bago killing. Jambandi boto, aboto. Dalasi wuli killing, dalas kemelulu. Ajareta wala. Adam barola mansa kunda muneke. Senelalu iko. Nyin jambandi wo jambandi boto nalba sanna. Nimmo lafta jambandi botola barola mansa kunda muneke itebe dalasi keme woro wulale jola ite senela ila jambandi boto ni itebe dalasi keme woro wulale jola barola mansa kunda dalasi keme woro wula joye. They subsidize the price of fertilizers for the farmers. Ni jambandi boto min based under almost 3,000 metric tons. Senela mansa kunda ka talante o joye. Mansa kunda ka dalas kemesei ikawole jo bakoto ite senela dalas keme worowula jo yela jambandi boto samba bar Momod Kurubali ko wote tonyati akoy man government has not provided anything for farmers out of a program dula adu nyilibi jele nyilbe sanna tembo min dembo kamara ya kalamuta ni UDP MP solo minge beto fo ya kalamuta alngata falolto nyim fendo la distribution of cola nga fale Ministry of Agriculture la molu they went to do a need-based assessment to see, look, if you want somebody to develop, they know what they want, they know what they need to develop. Provide them with what they want, not what you think they need. They went and did a need-based assessment. Kataka farmer nyininka ka kuol nyininka. Farmer dolla fa trakitola. Trakitol be regional to ite farmer sonola trakitola. That is too big. Bari regional is a trakito tanole ya rentino yela do kuok. But farmers so dolbi jemini alonko, they are small scale farmers, subsistence farmers. Senelal minuka seno ke barila senol buka sia dango kabalu. Yenyin karo ke dol ko lafta falol lela dol koy laftan ni suwol lela anin firlangol chumuarolu anin husinol nin sareto. Ministry of Agriculture went to the select committee. They didn't go to parliament. It had a select committee there on agriculture. Ini ye meeting okay. Ye bengoke. Nyin select committee. UDP dingol mo wara wula le bije. Nyin député lo UDP dingol. Nyin committee la nyaton ko. Ana no malam ko be mu UDP dingol leti. Woto we mi tandi wolam. Nimman sakunda tata. Nyin select committee ya mimbe maralin senola. Député bundato. Ini kajade koy ko. Ndolta dal da nga nyinin karo ke bar senelalu. Ikoy lafta nyinin la senelal dolu. Bar wo kodo de ntol ma o soto. Nsula da dala sola million keme. 100 million. Natuma ko sadalom. Natuma ko tonyero lem. Natuma ka anin silo manta. Mune atina UDP ya accept because pour nyeta no parliament select committee lebe sonnal. Aduwa select committee mo sabada mala manke UDP wota ni carte fa ke UDP le ba gagner ni UDP ko malafi nyim falo le sang nyin sadio le nyin suo le sanin anin ka falol di mola ni UDP MP malafi wal falol te sanna bari UDP mo worawula le bije nyin dol mo saba mo warawula ni mo saba ni wala carte o fay mo warawula be gagner ko yale te gagner woto UDP ko li ajala ko Sénégal bi jele min yalon ko wol man sula tarakito la ne tarakito di wala ite isanso sannola wolte isanso sannola febe isanso sannola ita sannola bari fanan nin tarakito singo problème o soto kodo be bulle pour yadala wala keno min be wol bulu wala keno hapo min be bulu because dole bi je keno fawte wol bulu kene ba pour ka senoke wala keno hapo wol man sula tarakito la pour e doko falo kanyandra wol mani suwo wo be wol mako le senoke sene kendo ise baluno mintu wala fanda senela be de kanyano la han tubabu du hani canada jam senelal bi je minuka senoke nyim big fenkol la mechanized agriculture experts bo dol bi je wol ke bulol leta senoke danko e balu wol man la fi la sene fengol wafula wol ka ke balu rawala kam niawo mol soto gambia wol sulata falo la falo wala baluwo be sulata falo la anin sareto anin husino anin chumuaro puri la baluwo betea wollel ya kanin ye nyinin kale wollel ko lafta nyinal ya dina barin ka egen ga mamadou kurbali samba damen wolam nyindi ko UDP MP sollel be select committee wollel sonda ye nyin ko samba parliament nada 100 million dollars ya je ko this is a need national assembly again nitata main national assembly UDP has 31 MPs minus 8 you still have majority of MPs in parliament UDP they approve 100 million extra money the entire parliament agreed including UDP members they handed over this 100 million to agriculture ministry with agriculture they work on tender ye tender ke company ya win pour kanyin jorangol sang select committee ya kalamuta alani UDP MP sol wol be ya kalamuta ye falol santenne baro me sang ye santenne ye samba itate di senelal la min yalon ko minni ko lafta falole falo dila imam falo fana adam madi ye falo ni husino le di ye falol ni sareto le di doli ye falol ni chumuarol dila doli ye suol le di wala fa because those are their needs etelo de ko musadalti yalon ni momodu kurbale naka natuma nun ko ala nganiyo munyinati ko nte hasidi atenna manke hasiditi adum mantara ka boy adama kan ka kuma la kan ka tumi sada bola jumal be falo kala sadati fali sada jumal ne tata moro ya moro ko nyim falo bo sadati nim moro yo foy ini mboro ta nim falo e damfu abe nga telal nim falo ye damfu nganga be katlan so fali sada ngaw moy Momo Tunkara la for the Momadou Kurbal la for the first time nga fali sada moy Momo Tunkara wotal nga diamu kensengol bula alta dembo kamara nyinin ka opa badibu ye falol di badibule dembo kamara constituency mole ye muna fa soto jel dembo kamara is in the select committee for agriculture mune ati na mambalam bayri sadal lelmu dembo kamara nyollel ye nyim fenge pour senelal se fangol mako because ya ne ko senelal bije minnu man sula tarakitol bari hasidi aka mo batandi de because a kebula fanjelol ise fania fo dunia be alon ko ite ila nyin kuma kensengolem sada jumal be falo bola hani nim minu be party killing wallahi alon ne ko nyin abe minna mantra tonya fo kam because ndolla party o dingol be nyun dale i badi ngolu ila moli la constituency wolle le daniro ke ko lafta falo lel anin chumuarul adu itol min ka foko baroma fensang wol mi nim minu kadiyam woli alon ne ko nyin abe wuli a fola nyim platform kam biko mi mu tonya di wolam select committee alon ne ko baro e trakito tallulu sanne o mu angale ko do million jamalti ya distribute pour family ya use baro man zakunda trakita min siata tallulti yole sam pawatila sol min siata kemeti yole sam jambando mi alon ka siata boto wuli jamati wuli keme jama jambandi boto i mandan jambando sanna jambandi boto mu dalasi wuli kilin keme lulleti adama barola mansa kunda nata ka dalasi keme seo jo senelali senelao senelala afta jambandola itebe dalasi keme worolal dola wo dalasi wuli kilin keme lulo kono mansa kunda dalasi keme se joye yela jambandi boto ta yeta yakela kunko wallela senefeol balunda bari ko manke adi tol ni minu be party killing national assembly wol yo kala mutale select committee members nka minu fote UDP dingol lel bo nyaton kayaka agricultural select committee UDP dingol le ba nyaton kayaka anomalan kom UDP dingol let wol ye nyim fali sango kala muta nyin suwol sango kala muta adi sontala itolle fawon keta advocate olsi national assembly la general body ka foy ko alinga nyilma ko nga nyim kodo dila isaje general sela falol soda ni la suwol bayri sulata walla modu kurbal be o mundole kabiro be kel wol kami tandi wolam e mantara gambia kuto e malom mimbe caring they don't know what is on the ground they don't want they are not interested in what is happening in the country. What are they interested in? Bad mouthing the president, saying things that never existed. Kumo ming amanke tonyati aman soto imalon faila banko ka mimbije hana la parti ko no mimbije amalo bar kanadron ka kuma hasidia anin kuma kensem fo dunia be aje ko kam min fo tonya man tre la kumo e keta o mo sifallet bar alata kaira kelaliye because alka min fo tonyati senelal min alka lo wolle woli alon ka alka min fo tonyati bari wolle lafta nyin na ye daniro kala eko health sector be tinyari ako fentije ndeka modu kurbali tonya kebala muiti bari be min fokan ida imalo walla ibe deliberately be fenne fokan moli te falon ko min manke tonyati kilaka alaka min foylo ya'rifunahu kama ya'rifuna abna'ahum tonya yalonne alako nyi yahudol ye kilalon koye dingol lon nyame kilala annabi moya walla Momadou Tunkara ñol Momadou Kurbali ñol ya lonne ko baro e kuwol ke min yalon ko ka gambia dingol makoy bari ibe kumol fala mole min yalon ko manke toñat health sector de ko baro man kukewol we need development in the health sector. Yes, the last time e ko musu jamale ka fa moy ñinin kan kay ko women lives matter billahi toñale musu manyana fala healthcare bari min keda mol ka jombi ali akalam the last time women's life matter ntol bela bakono you know we encourage coming ka ko better and to better things. It's always good to improve. Do not get satisfied when it comes to health. But statistically yala modol bi je wol kadi am la drop lomba lolu chirimpom fode ñol minimum fello bari yaje ko statistically serun ko ba momin fata tingoto musolu anin serunko le mo doyata katambi serunko la serun anin nyina niye jibe momin fata tingoto nyinan wole doyata serundi. So statistically the health sector is improving when it comes to maternal health. So the number of people that are dying at birth is reducing. According to real statistics, health expert, Royal Victoria Hospital, Banjul Loptan Bala Fenko, the medical director, the chief medical officer, all of them. Yes, Molka complained, but right now, Mimbe Keri Walam, they gave so much publicity to the negative. Mo beka diamu, mo bese diamu no se fenfono. So Molka concentrate minka Walam, mo jalle fata Loptano. Musu kono ma jalle fata mba fola ko dege musu kono ma manya na fala timoto bari musu kono ma jalle fata molka fenke wala kan nyinang musu kono ma jalle fata selum musu kono ma jalle fata serun ko musu kono ma jalle fata. So ni yajibe ye sangol compare ibajela ko musol la saya tingoto abe talakande hani biya siatal de bari nomba nyimbe talakan ne bari mol buka o jibe e kanare ka fa yo muso membe faka is terrible mol be faka again mo manya na fal bari mol mi yalon ko ngani kendo tele ka kuma sifal def nim musu kilim fada tingot musu kilim banjul lopta na fada tingot al doctor ol jininka e balon nako musu kemebe wulula kayro konete fal adama diyato 100% correct fento wallahi musumanya na fala tinoto mbo fola koteke ne musu kilim fada banjul timoto alon ko doctorol be musu keme wulundila ite fala tanate sotol musu kili na fata musu tallulu be wulula abe wulula kayro kon adu musol fana la fatine timoto malla fe kana o fo jambari ku jamale bije dalila jamale kataraje dalilo dolu wol ka sotole janni musol fanka futa loptano dol ka konoma ibuka na loptano to ibuka na nos ni konomata ibuka domor kendo soto ila yelol buka timma dolbe kering ikemal se bute konol bela ibe jihadila ite domor kende soto la ijatol te kende ala susulal be kinna so ku jamal le ka soto dol buka na loptano do fonin i batata foni batata man sila soto fereng bata yena loptano so nyil be musilo leti nyil be factors leti mina logo they contribute, but I'm not here to talk about that. We will talk about those later, but again it's not a reason for a single woman to die. But Momadou Kurban nyolu come ay mim for la programme auto mbemi itandela finally wolom nyindi ko kabrin COVID-19 nata. I'm so atol minuka again. This shows that Momadou Kurubali has no idea about what is happening in the Gambia. Ako the health sector, I auto fanama ako fentije. Baronyol mamfenge. Baril laf tatol nyininkala. Lungo soto da lungo mi yalon ko. E cargo plane. Cargo nyim plane ba minka joram bal samba. Abota nan Toki anata lo Gambia airport. Ay ambulance ol samba nang. Malong alabe sedi arana la kila. Ninka wuli ala falie. Wolum fango samake da Gambia. Ambulance obota nan Toki. Amadou Samate, Minister of Health, atata airport. Ibrahima Silla nyol bebije. Ye ambulance min sambana. Atata fo ambulance standing feng. Minister ko. Ye ambulance min besa atata ambulance tansaba ani woro. 36 ambulances. Bari be manna. Dolbal konomi alon ko ngamere hakilol sebula olade. Maybe some of you remember that. Because there were ambulances that were flown. They came to the airport. Almost all media houses were there. Adio ambulance oli natana borondile. They were lined up. Silent ol be kumala. Molye silol bula ambulance ol botanang. Kabring airport kata banjul. Mol bal kono miyalon ko ngamira. Ngamira. Ye wojele. Bayrinte da mamanke moti minka jero. Momadou Kurubal be mundole kabiru ambulance ol chanda. fatele wol sang jumale sa ya jam fo adam baro la mansa kundala ma wol sang pour ka jada kende ala fannata ka betian fo adam baro la mansa kundala mo but you know I mean subhanallah bari aliye nyimol janko nkana ndede mbe nyim fola baro la mansa kunda adum being disappointed about a minister, and I will lodge that complaint. Nimol sulatal bulu fenna ndolman ke jawt. In fact, minister te Gambia kono nim al kono, there is no minister in that cabinet mi e Gambia kanu katambindel mbe kanya na jere bari man Gambia kanu ndet. There is no minister in that cabinet mi e baro kanu katambindel. There is none of you mi e baro kanu katambindel. At least you guys are paid to do your jobs. I've never been paid a penny to do my job. I've never been paid to stand and defend our government. I've never been paid to stand to work for this country and this government. I do na internet mimba use can everything. We call you. Ningal call nkale ko. Nko, I want to know how many metric tons of fertilizer aliye ole sanyina. How many power tillers did you buy? How many tractors did you buy? Purungana molia wulia mimfongana nga dibonk. Alkalte alko, you cannot talk to us. You cannot talk to us. Adatol la mansa kundala modi. Ndolbe kelo kang in the peripheral. Puru katol ta kal makoy. Aletu alla dokwal. Because nimbarota janim barokana, only a few of you are ministers. A lot of you are not ministers. Ala nimbaro. Wala atol jamake minister. Bari alni minu nimbaro e keloke ndol nimbaro e keloke atol dol albe dering dol balkon. I can tell you, you were not even in support of Barrow. Some of you in cabinet, you didn't support him before he came to power. You were not in support of him. Ndol le na e keloke nata fom futata jam ala nata also harje wala albije ninkale ko molle bije minu lafta Barrow bondi la yatol be bondi palaso ndol lafta ni wole tara kelola bandanga tonya fo molie pour na mansa kunda setu mansa yala pour atel sotu ministère al sala family development ningal fenge al kal fangol jawya katu o multi. It's still very hard to get a minister, ka minister wala ka government official o kumandi ka fay ko mako nyin data to mbenna young National Assembly member tentula back na MP Honorable Sekou Maron, Honorable Umar Dabo, Honorable Alaji Jawranyol, Nilu Haninga information on Yini Bul, Nitol Masoto. They try to get to anywhere, Nin Suladala, to get us this information. Alaji Jawran in Sekou Maron in particular, Honorable Umar Dabo Nyol Mbal, Tentula Mbal Jaira. Barieta Executive Ole Abaro, Ibuka Sunday, with the exception of Ibrahim Silla, because Atemunna multi. Hani suto ni akoli kasot barila minister Jamalu nimko kali mako information on de buka dinna ikavole ko no. I'll write to the permanent secretary. That is what they would say. Why would we write to permanent secretary? It is information also. In fact, womu ite todialti ninko Ministry of Interior ye moto kemele sam police ole fote todiati Minister of Interior. Minister of Interior, ye police tanne promote. Forte Kairot. Minister of Agriculture. I have Jambandi Boto Willy Tanne San Senelali. Is that not a good name for a minister? Wala hini minister balanta wala kama comfortable. O minister nganio mimbala la nyininka. Adung, we are still going through that, Your Excellency. We are still going through that. We have those problems. We cannot get materials from them on time to respond to these people. Adum politiko satarolem. Satarolem niman sataroke bi. Ilila ku kendo. Inila ku nyima. Billahi molse buo isamu buola ya mu sumnala ay sunka mole boral. Faya sat. Mbafola again. Politiko mu satarol the 24th century. It's a social media age. Media age lum. Nge ngasong. niye fengo ke fenkendo ya mabo molma sata molma fo molman kuma mol ya moy i jawol be wuli alla le kan ko nyi wuli alla e kan nyame e ko ite barole falolu sang anin suwolu keke sadati pour yetu mansa yala mo jamal bitum mol wultati e ko baro sadal bo badibu inna lillahi baro sa es fali sadal bo mol ni wolle bitaka so ni mol manna e diamu kafuko wo falol soto ta nyadile dolbe sonnalal de jalba ku yade ko tulo dali kumole ka juso bondi adam adi un tulo fo wuli yalom fo toñalom na tulo ka min moy aka moy aka moy aka moy a sondono be lala adam adi yabo wala yama jongo man tim so kana some moli ila narrative control if they control the narrative ibe danna adum purundol nga narrative control information obe mansa kunda mol min malafi mansala wol ka soto ni sulata original document of a secret document e ka soto opposition on mol min be mansa e ndol mu mansati ndol le tam mansat nin dol sulata wala ka tonya fo molye ka dalilo litandila min do be marali wodula le buka sol e ka fo be bi sirine honey you have to write to permanent secretary you have to call the director I'm not ready I'm not comfortable with social media of course with the exception of Ibrahim Silla I will say this Silla ya banen alhaji tije ya fane alhaji tije he will reach us and talk to us adul lafta ngo foima bi lo mun sulata material sola because time is very short kanyinin karoke to get something important from a particular minister because they are not comfortable with us. I send a message to a relevant authority. You have to tell them Ahmad Ba kamin folem Ahmad Ba mune so buge neka minister denga buga denga wara ready pour liggéey ak nguur te you have to advance the interest of the country ndema fo moya fo ko baro arjanale lo ama arjanalo mu wuliyanti ndema fo minister of adun tol malla fi minister woke nimbaro e pawatila kemedi e ka pawatila kemel die wuliyala fo ndema la fi yoke adum mo kende malla fi yoke de baro tarakita wuli kilinesa ite ko baro tarakiti wuli kemel sa wuliya malaf minister of bari baro e minke ite buka fintine yafo ima wato soto no problem ntoli bi janne adinna mba fala gambianol yamo ya sene afes e ko ito fanakel Ahmad Bala kumolonde mimbe to ima fo mole adum ntol nga keloke make palace kama ala hadje palace wala ndol make palace kama bari minister ten tol la mansa kunda fana tinyala ndeson ndol nimbaro bele dendanyin we are all equal there barola nakeba doeke minister ti doeke president ti doeke vice ti doeke ambassador ti dunia be wala hani annabiyo mol neale annabiyo mol ki abuka mo killing abuka aka annabiyo mo yadi mo kilina bara abuka adam matu je ko aka molle sondama i sondomol isaje doye kala lieutenant not isa makoy annabiyo moda mate alala kumo kelenol ni aje kata kelola molle kataraje janni annabiyo molin kilariamon janni kata kelol e ka kulloto tamole ke folo bari ko kila ay annabiyo moyak sanji jale sanji saba wala sanji jama abake kan kulloko kabrin sedna umar nyol nata yaje ko mol siada sañ ki mansata la ko fasda bima tumal wa arid anil musrikin fasda bima tumal saya kay findi sa ya ay mollel sodo fola adam mamam findi nadam mata banta aseka ata watila man sa abe wala nyam mollel kata ale dol ke nyaton kolti dole ke no malan ko da be kanyal ntol nim baro be wala nyam baro atalo mansati bari kanyamo je mbe kanyantal ministalu atol le palaso sot fenden tol bulu bari npp ni mansa kunda tekilo woti tek so na mansa kunda nin tol lafta ala nyato tala atol ministal kade kela nalbe du nanyolal ali information o dinna information kendo ni al kalindi mine kalkana fundindi ala mabo bari hani kalkana fundin na findin dole ben na mansa kunda protect la ayen na banko samba nyato ala dinna nal balanta nal be kuyalo fanalalde it's not going to happen It's not going to happen. Te sonna wala. Adu naketa mbe complain na. Albe min kelante fenno la je. Bari ndol fana abe min fola. Alfana te fenno la auto de. Alte fenno la auto. Sonse tu nyoy wonyam. Adum, a house that is divided is not a house that can stand. Alnga nyomuta na parti oto na Mansa Kunda to. This Mansa Kunda is facing the biggest challenge in the 24th century. A Mansa Kunda batata bak. Baro mantra mo mal. Mo mam mo bute. Selingol nin duol nin suluolu. Anin jatol be karo ben. Pour ka baro muta ka faranyote ma ka tina. Ay fewo fenke ku kendoto. Ka beke buoni sumunat. Ay fewo fenke ku nyimato. Kana ka be yelamandi ka ke wuliati. Anin kujaw. Hani baroko banko alga unite iko baro be sifatam fanso nim baroko alga kilin iko baro be amao ngania nim baro ambalansol samana iko baro ma ambulance samana nim baro falol di fenkol iko baro be sada diol nim baro tada sango konto iko baro man woka ngania so fewo fem fata ni media jamano molle be lorin ka tinyaro natol be o bundal to nale do ku nga balang ko alkanyin tiñarol min ke wulyalle mu toñal fele natol kalte sonna wala de wobe dulal ha wobe dulal de ha so mimu polisilti al nga wolfo so kumata bak o kumata halin neng kalin neng sombe mol kondo nambal tent lambal jayda ndolla nyi Mansa Kunda mbe lola ele. And this is what I have to tell all of you today. Komomodu Tunga, Momodu Kurubali Nyolu. In fact, there is something finally that I would like to put forward here. Momodu Kurubali was part of the GDF. And Gambia Democracy Fund received a lot of money from various Gambians across the world. Wokodo ya kafunyoma ya ki Gambia. Ikoye barola Mansa Kundala campaign yole promote. Yalo nita ko after transparency dala. Either you are requesting for transparency and accountability. Ni moli kodo dile nyanda follow le kodo depends tanya dile. Ye evidence dile. Gambia Democracy Fund e kodo ki Gambia. Ikoye kodo di jumala ko farmada tambaja. Farmada tambaja kodo di jumala Alaji S Jawara, Alaji S Dabo. UDP la National Assembly member Alaji S Dabo. Over $40,000 US. Yalo muko di jamal. That is what Momodu Kurubali was a part of. They had that responsibility to Gambians. They are responsible for that. They needed to go out and tell Gambians what happened. Wokodo dunda nyame momano. A campaigno kodo mandi barola campaigno la. Ikoya di Alaji S Dabola. Momodu Kurubali nyolu. They didn't come to tell us. Haninde Ahmad for a kodo de panzo. Na dalas keme, na dola keme jamal tarodo. But they did not still tell us. They did not come to us with evidence. This is the retirement. This is the document, the receipts of what happened to the money. Gambia Democracy they took because munekeda UDP dingole kodo samba Kenya men alale alo. Alaji S Dabo. Kodole Mamadou Tunkaranyol de Mamadou Kurbanyol they still cannot come out. Kafo Gambia noleko. GDC nga kodo min diala alia spend campaign okuna. Here is the retirement, the documentary evidence. Because this is what this dollar went, this is where this dollar went, this is the where this dollar went. Ibeye deafe. And they are coming here to preach about corruption in Gambia. They are preaching about accountability in our country. It starts from these small things. At least President Adama Barola Mansaya, Sarakulo Jamala ko, Adama ke la business olta ke manage. He has accounted for every single person's every penny. Momo la buduto. Atiata mo keme sabat. Adama kamina business o manage. Momo la taranso min depansta. Adama ya be accountle. Fo kabiri lumina keta mansat. I business on you hand over. Moma for Nataransu field. Adama accounted for everything before he became president. He manages the business of almost 300 Gambians. Sarakulolu, most of them. Ale Sarakulo ni kodo temolo na bad bunkolle af. Badi bunkolle afod. E konin Sarakulo ala kodo di mol. Alata ale Sarakulo ja kala kodo di mol. E koye niyo di o marila. E niyo betankala. Sarakulo min siata mo keme sabat. Yela kodol nila fengol nila nafulol di adama le kata mandi dola siada sanji tanti dol sanji mo hani mo nena mafuko adama nabututo field. He accounted for every single penny. At least that is a record. Mamadou Kurubali mole GDF nga almost millions of dollars dialla ali aki Gambia ale. We have not seen a documentary evidence kafoko al sedia mubaral kaito sambanan kafoko alla kodo fele nga depansit and kabir nga di mola because you people are held responsible for it. Ima sambanani bi ale wala kada adama tonye corruption wala ka adama tonye accountability la ni be UDP support dolla adama kongo ngalo ne mimu. The last time I am commandi jambara nendem command la jam. Komiati nanteka Usenu Dabo, Mia nanteka against. Yalo wolo la problemot. Ni Dabo tovo nate kairot. Ni man Dabo tovo in support of Dabo. Ikanenne, wale manyana kato fufa. He was one of those that called me for that privately. Atamomodu Kurubali. Bara nene tende command la jam kodek. Eka kunomi na dadom. Wata mansa di moda. An commandi jan. Kondeka Usenu Dabo tovo. Ndeka Usenu support against Adama. Ay kuma jama ndeo fala jam bari abe danna wala nenetende command la jam kotek bari President Barrow, there is a lot ahead, and you know this is a white man saying, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown, and that means the man that is leading has a lot of troubles, a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of fights and hatred. But in tol sojarol minu be bala mantare bala pour ka fenyini bun latela le lamaniatela ko nganiyo wo belalde ala la ka kero dongo ka nganiyo le soto ya kata adun ale nyinne kilale afo adun kitabo ko man jadda wajada nyamo kitabolti amange qur'anoti de barako man jadda wajada arabo la kumola miye katoke ibe soto kelal ni nganiyo soto you walk towards it iba achieve la lata ko President Barrow ngani sodol ka Gambia dada, and we have evident materials atol le afo jannim Barrow kananko momimbe ada President Jamme momimba ketala do ko be tare bulude mbele sondawla ko sanji tante yaya Jamme ko mo dada no wato Barrow manna mam Barrow long. We don't even know who Barrow was. Ntanene malom Barrow jumalom Barrow mbele ka fara joto because of the amount of damage that happened in every sector almost. The worst of it, Ndamalu Temo as tribes and as communities. Because in Adama Dingol man kambeg, ibukata no nyato. Yeah, one jump it at they want Gambia to be Dubai. No, there are a lot of things that are happening. But the problem even is, corruption of fight, Ye bamba masi ba itolle bambata. Fo itolle masam. Bees their hero. Abela Fengol Tari. Anila party leader Diamond. Do they care about that? President Barola drive for corruption allegation farm also. There is material evidence. Ndefana fango. Mansa sumare modo lahidi passport wonata complaining to Ahmadiyya diplomatic passport. I made some efforts to resolve the problem. Wallah. Wo bamba wo mansa sumare. Ya by for UDP amamuruje. So atulka corruption of Jumale. We are careful. Karte keso la ka mo ganyen. Nadol ko mo kuriata dun dol sonda ko kari kuriata. Ningo bay do anim boro ta toli ata. Ali ake annabiyo moti. Ali ake mo nyimat. Ali ake truthful person. Danko nama la fi baron. Mo morondi nonde. Foye corruption ol. Foye kodol tinya. Foye fengol. Niye corruption ke Adama Baro ko nyim kuriata ya bay do ay ta atoli alum safe haven. Atol kalka corruption ol complain about Baro. Mol min be siri wol nyaabal la len bebe jero ke kan jumalom jumati so ndolni na Baro we are okay with it. Adun Gambians we will vote for Baro, and my last appeal is for Gambians to come forward, join politics, stand on your grounds. You want a better Gambia for yourself. Parti mi alon ko niela nyaton ko fo ima fentebul ikafe be fal nini disagree te la nyaton ko ike samba ke banen ke fane ni wala mansa be mansa yala wolbe they are in charge kidol be bul sembol be bul ni wal against mune be kelen mo jamala be filla banko kan den namiro so fo bang mo moron di lafta kairo la nyim freedom of speech min be caring ka adama banen ka mol banen ka kumol fo minu mansodo fende kelela mo ni ko yo enjoy yeta about your businesses society nga katanga molke kilinti minu man diyanun kunu nge be sambana miran killing yeke kilinti ni ilafta wala alna NPP mo tate ni nata bi ndolman 1996 member wala 2016 member ndolma osot. We have no discrimination. If you join us today, you are us. In fact, you will be part and parcel of us. Ko baro be nyame so ngal be invite ngal bismillah nang al nimbara bake mbal kontona oto nganyina itandala falol mi ye samba falol manke sadati UDP dingol mimbe député bunda ya be kalamtale wollel mu select committee la nyaton kolti agriculture alfal ni wollel diamuta ya itandi ko famali tata senelal nyinin kale taring senela dol ko lafta falol lela anin falol ka doko ke masimol minula ilafta wollela doyla sama betea wol lafta minna agriculture tata yole dani roke national assembly budget wala code national assembly sonda ada manke NPP national assembly tide UDP ni APRC bek kambenda ye dalasi million kemedi ye nyim falol ni suol sawolta ni la jorangol ye di famal la taring pour que makoy minuka fo sadamu wuliya duole ada ka bo min yande san almalen so karola en kisa en tanka mbal nimbara mbal kontonna NPP be continuer ne ala sonda ngal bismillah al na partiot mbal kontonna diamo fana mandia ndema dama de donna kumo dolin sewol fo nga mistake ko atol min kala moy roke amin ni nga mistake ko kal haket because mo adama de donna min ka fo wala ka mistake min katara dering wala buka mistake bari nte ka fole mbi jadne be mistake ol jamal lekel bari ninga min tonya amandi amiye mbe hakke dani lambal tent lambal jayla NPP mun na parti olti al nga join nyokan nga NPP ke parti olti mbal konto na mbal tendula mbe mobe konto na assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh komin jalba min folom senelal fonse la julo murundina senela mala barumat nimbente wote boyla baruma yanda seola baro be ole keka baramal man kanya nimbente wote boyla barama yanda seola Gambia senela lom baramal ye falol di wala ton ko dekel Gambia mu benten senela mala barumat nimbente wote boyla baruma yanda seola ni falo di baramala fe ma sewon yalo mantay molo soto ni wonde jalba ko kuma jamal fo nke fasarle moli e moy akawle foten Gambia mu bentengolti nin Gambia mu benten senela mala baromat wolom sama singol wolom senelal nin bentengote boyla baroma nyanda seola nin bentengo nalmala fi bentengo e boy fo baramali e sewon wolom Gambia mu bentengolti senelal le mala baromati wolle ka balundi nalman la fi Gambia e tinya eta koma fale senelal sewondi senelal man killing ni ko e sewondi momorandi sulata minna yewo dila woto minnu sulata falol la falol dila minnu sulata beyangol la dila minnu sulata tractor la dila minnu sulata fengol la ya dila senela mala barumat nimbente wata boyla baruma nyanda seola nimin konde mu fekiti mu ne kana ikanjibe muna tete fawda handi nde buka fo moye forcé yena jang ni mu fekita al boja leta Allah hajola nde buka mo badan alta Allah hajola jali bay wala fo senela mala barumat nimbente wata boyla baruma nyanda seola alfamal kondaninde minu kadiamu modernization ola mbina janne to discuss about agri mechanization and modernization and you know you are talking to intellectuals and we will talk about that but does mechanizing agriculture means everybody has to be mechanized? No. Wala ne tractor sandoli e power tiller sandoli e falol sandoli. That is equity. Momorandin sulata minna yeo dila. Bari mol mi mankara. Iko kadalo mole kafoko ikafo mole ko modern agriculture. Wallahi so mbal kondona mbedanna janne mbal kondona will come to agric mechanization adun mbaitan dilale o fanabe nyaadile you know adama dingol nyande hakilot la back America banko ka nin Canada jam we have mechanized agriculture nga agric mechanized but I did a program I did a course in the university an elective course called biotechnology and society if they know what that means. Biotechnology and society. And that is technology vis-a-vis society, the people and society. But this has to do with the living aspect of society, not the, the software engineering or the mechanical or civil engineering. But biotechnology, that is the use of, technology to improve the bio aspect of society. Like aliyajele siselu mi molke domo nyin siselu these tubab siselu molka min domo genetically modified, some will call them genetically engineered materials apulol bije nin soli kaje nin soye wara asuboy sia sise wara sise suboli sia domorolu fish all kinds fruits alka ketol je Gambia emaje ketol dutol mi ke ketolti all of those I had an extensive study on that aspect. I did a research. It's a very interesting course, and we a lot of things happen. Young America Bangkok, hundreds of thousands of people die of obesity. Wolom ye ware wara foila ila heart ila ibuka ibuke nigino high blood ye yele solo soro ye sukuro soro diabetes ye fa. Hundreds of thousands of people have high blood, have obesity, diabetes, cancer, all kinds of sickness. Jamaba Munea Sabu, we will talk about that when you come to do is modernization and how much pressure does it put on the health sector of the respective countries. Now, I made a research about this. Canada la Ontario, that is the province here, and Dame. Research the pressure that some of these sicknesses, cancer, obesity, sicknesses that are as a result of some of these bad effects of biotechnology in society. The study, and I presented, and it was fantastic. I'll talk to Gambians about that. So I'll tell more I'll come in for. I'll name more I'll come in for. America health sector, billions of dollars. Canada la health sector, billions of dollars like a spend. Me alonko they would have spent them somewhere. Naman kenying agric modernization. Adama dingo e feofendada. Hani paracetamol alkamimmin, Queen, Tylenol, Brufen, Advil. They cause troubles in your body. Adama di uman fendada min timat. So near agric improve. Ila crop sol mani keso ye improve. Ye mano dada. Ye chemical ta ye mano beten. Ye subu jamal dada. No problem. Mol se domor jamal soto domoro se mol si. Bar niyo domoro domo. Ye domoro domo. Aka tinyaro leke adama dingo jato ko. Aka adama dingo jato aka fenne tinyaje. Nata futata tembeto. Ima mobate banda America nin Canada. Like moy wara pampatan fabuka kungala bungoto. Gambie buko sifal soto. Niyanyin domor sifal samana agric sa improve mola domorok. Barila health sector faya prepare de niwante banko bese tumbo. Hakilima jamale mo jama maulong. Wala nalbe diamulan nteninga jal jamal ka diam. Jahilol ni lombalol. Wal koy ka diam molengo. Mbuka proud, mantra proud kande. I'm not proud of myself. Bari ntebe min fola. Ngalonne de nkamin jibe. Ntenimbe fengo fola. Nka kis rokel de ngalon kamin. Alla nyal kamin fo. You mbina otole. Agric mechanization will come there. It's good. Ye fertilizer some molie ila tubanyoli betea, tubanyoli fuku, tubanyoli soto, jambandol chemical ye kije, ye tractol kije problem dije. But at the end of the day, wolka kuja maleke. Eka kuja maleke. Eka jio mimi ka tinyale. Chemical olu. Eka ta jio le kono niake banko kan. Il se mano soto. Bari ka ke banko min ka jiduma jiol ka poison ne ku jama lebe oto ye trakitol sammanam power tila problem tije bari ka isansole ke kono wo isansolu tulufingol nyi labaho e kana bonne ni bonta e ka banko tinyale ka jiol tinya e ka environment o yirolu e ka ku jama lelke so banko lafta kela oto bi e ka je moyta ndekata Walmart sign apulol be nyinyari be diari. But people choose to take organic apples. Mini alonko man chemical fertilizers imake kam organically grown crops. Nyimano is organic ha. Iman chemical o ka grow. Mol ka ole sang. Ida koleata. Mol be bokang genetically modified fengol. Sisel mi alonko they are chemicalized. Mol be bokait. Locally grown vegetables. Ye vegetable ol mi yalon ko large scale ye doku e ka chemical ol ke kan signing tubabu du mol be bokay to ka organic crops ol nim vegetables mol ka wol lel sang e ke dalilo minna jahili jamal ka diamo je malo so dunia hakil tuolom ye podi chirimbon fode nga fo jande bari mbe diamula wol lale president baro e falo mindi ni e falo di mola ye trakito di dola in the short run trakita dila se kontani ku kende jama ase mano soda e domoro ka e kodo sot bari falitio a jato se kende ase sima ya nyindoti mbeo kachala le so kuma kenzen fo mambetea sako niman fellon nte this agric mechanization coming fole biotechnology and society nganying course ke 3-4 years ago and I extensively studied the farming sector in Canada, the crop modernization, and in farmers all dol fangolu be they are going to court against companies mini along koi kuja manta be fonola so al diamol bro al malong jamabalu you guys you don't know what you're doing. I swear you don't know what you're saying. So we'll come to all those. But in Alfana Nalbe Mol, Nibe Gitteh, if you're arguing against Gitteh, Mbeo Falalede. Nalbe Mol, if you are going against me, you better research well. Nkano for mobile. Kabrimbe Junior School. Niko bende against la on a matter. You have to research well. Because nte janden kana kuolke. Womanke baro ni dabo ni dotide. Ni ajembe dao da. Kabirimbe UDP mfara mansata jele jamal kadiamu ndele sabo UDP nka hakilotu bak ala en sola dumbe ala tentula wala mbe min kono nka jibe nka korosi bak adunka kada nga keso soto je jannen kana wala na ni ko bende kelendile be if you will come against me on a matter be prepared go read and make your research otherwise ala be malundila de e be malla jama kono so mbadunga danjan diamo be siarine mbal tentula mbal jayla